Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's coverage of the 4th season of the NASCAR Class C Maconi Fixed Series. This evening we're excited to bring you top split action for the weekly straight the field race for the virtual Richmond Raceway in Richmond, Virginia. Maconi Entertainment is here to bring you action from all types of racing. Get the top split for this series, the Road to Pro Series, and Fast Fridays. No matter what you're racing, we can bring the action to life. My name's Justin Prince, alongside the move forward tonight. Brayden Laster, DJ Line is working the controls as our producer this evening from the action track as we get set for some short track racing. Brayden, we've been seeing NASCAR and its racing so far the fastest and longest tracks the past few weeks. But this week we return back to short track racing here with Richmond. With that in mind, what do you expect tonight?
Yeah, we're on one of the shortest tracks of the schedule. See the whole schedule there on the screen. Only a couple weeks left, and we put a lot of these guys in a points position like they're in now, where they're 2 or 3 points away from one another, where you have a point system that is multiplied by the position. I mean, all hands are out the window at that point. You see the points on the screen. Jeff Maconi up to 5th after a stellar run the past couple weeks. Coming into week number 4 and week number 5, he was outside the top 20. So him, Caleb Johnson, Jonathan Evans, they're all in the top 10. Having great runs. Jacob Snyder, points leader. But as far as things expect to see tonight, anything gets fair game.
And a lot can happen when it comes to an action track like this, and a short track at that. Richmond Raceway going to be a very challenging one, to say the very least, for drivers to keep it clean.
Yeah, there's a lot of room here. Pretty wide track compared to a short track. 14 degrees of banking to carry them through. It's not really a progressive type bank, but some drivers now prefer the middle. Some prefer kind of above the middle. Some prefer the rapid yellow line down low. So you can get it done on the outside here. It's just all about driver preference. You don't necessarily have to move the guy out of the way in front of you.
Dirty air has been a talking point for some drivers still this week, as well as very loose conditions on cold tires. We may see some precautions to start things off tonight. Overall, though, as we get ready for the racing, a reminder, tonight's action brought to you in part by Maconi Setup Shop, the official setup shop of eNASCAR. And one thing to talk about for them real quickly is they're doing a promotion right now where for every gold medal in the Olympics currently finishing up this week that Team USA gets, there's a 1% discount. Right now, 27% off is the total. In 2020, it would have been as high as 39% with the gold medals. So, depending on how Team USA does, you get to save. Speaking of times to see what to say, the very least of, let's take a look at who set the best qualifying times in terms of the numbers. Overall, 22 drivers in the field. S.O.F in the 4,000s tonight. Elliott Parlett will start on the pole. Zach Novak alongside Jonathan Evans, along with Aaron Friolo in 4th position. Parrot Huggins, Jalen Handcamp in the top 6. Handcamp normally on the short tracks and the road courses. We've seen him this season. Carl Law and Robert Johnson, top 8. Maverick Davis and Jeff Maconi, your top 10.
And Gary Cronoway going to be the first driver outside the top 10 there. And 11th, Brandon Argino is outside. Rodrigo Dominguez has a solid qualifying effort there after a rough week. Last go last week at Michigan. He's going to be 13th, Sean Kikowicz, and 14th, Zach Panzarella, and 15th. Michael Danks will be your last qualifier to take a time just under a second off your pole time. And 16th, Caden Dietrich, first driver to not set a time. And 17th, Chris Williams, and 18th, Bryden Lindauer, and 19th, Jack Simpson, and 20th, Nate Steingle, 21st, and Cody Sanborn rolling out your field all the way back there in 22nd.
That's a look talked about what you're running over tonight as we take a look at your Maconi Setup Shop race analysis next. Remember, tonight's distance going to be 55 laps around Richmond, 40 miles an hour the pit road speed limit here at the short track known as Richmond. So, with that in mind, and as well with 2 tire sets available in the pits, what are some of your keys to do well tonight?
I think those tires might come to play if you get a caution. You don't have to worry about fuel, so green flag pit stop's not an issue here. But you see no fast repairs. I think that's going to be more of an issue than anything else. This is a short track. Things can happen faster, especially on restarts. And we know cautions breed caution, so just keep it clean and keep it green is all you can hope for.
Who's your pick for tonight and why?
I gotta go with the man all the way back. That was Gary Cronowet. A little personal bias here. I know he runs a lot of short trucks up in Michigan and has a lot of that figure eight experience in real life too. So it's hard to go against a figure eight driver.
Well, I'm really curious to keep my eye on the guy that, let's show this is the way from fourth. One of the top drivers when it comes to the A-Class fixed racing. We've seen him do well in the socials with the work he's done. I'll be starting in fourth. There's a look at Jonathan Evans. He's amongst top 10 of the point standings and already getting geared up from the second row to be able to get the launch this time.
A bit of a slow roll pace lap here, only about 50 miles an hour, so takes a little bit to get around this track, so hopefully cautions don't become too common here. But now to Elliot Bartlett and Zach Novak on this front row, that's going to be a good show to watch.
Happy to have you with us tonight here on iRacing social media platforms and Maconi Entertainment coverage of the Maconi Fixed Series from Richmond. It's a fairly hot track as well tonight, and windy. We'll see if the winds turn to clean racing. Green flag is out. We're underway from Richmond. Thanks, Lapper City. Already several drivers getting loose, including Bartlett from the lead. And our first caution already. Caution flag is out of the back. Chris Williams involved. Also involved in this caution flag is Brennan Argenio. And just like that, cautions, precautions already.
Yeah, they're going to see this happen right outside the top 10. Jeff Maconi also involved as well. Argenio there in the Red Horse tribute scheme. And this actually, I think, going to hurt Chris Williams. Maybe not get a penalty. See if we can get a replay of exactly what happened, but hopefully it doesn't set the tone for the night. Saw Bartlett get loose coming off of turn 2, the final corner. Zach Novak around the outside. We're watching that 17 truck. That's Brandon Argenio. He's going to go into turn 3 here, slide up the track, and then Jeffrey Maconi in the 03 get loose at that point. And at this point, I mean, nothing more to do. Just check up, try to go low, and a little bit of crazy contact down low. No one really had too much damage. Just kind of spinning out of the way.
Yeah, the spinning out of the way refers to Williams specifically. And it can happen here. It's 3 wide at Richmond. Usually you don't like to see that. And Argenio trying to go aggressive. Instead, aggressive goes around.
Yeah, I think the whole field there's taking it easy. It's the first lap. And Argenio didn't quite get the memo. I mean, I don't blame him for trying to take advantage of everyone stacking up a little bit in front of him. I don't think either he just completely missed his braking spot, or he just carried a lot more momentum in there and maybe try to pick up a couple spots for Jeff Maconi. Unfortunately, playing safer barrier there.
So Zach Novak took advantage quickly from the outside to take the race lead. He'll be in command coming up here. Rayola in second spot after the quick caution period. So, we mentioned expecting drivers to get squirrely. That's going to be a trigger spot tonight on cold tires. It's so easy just to loop it on cold tires here.
Yeah, I mean, part of it, your pole sitter dropped all the way back down to 5th in just 2 corners. So he's kind of thankful to get that caution, kind of reset himself and try and go get back in the top 3 at least. Novak, Riolo, and Evans running out that current top 3 status. But that Novak went around the outside. I think he had all the grip in the road, wasn't really too worried about it. Took the lead and just drove away a little bit. So we're going to re-rack him, restack him, and see if Riolo or Evans have anything here for Zach Novak.
We'll see when we get back going here. 1 to go signal already here at Richmond. And of course, NASCAR action returning this weekend, Braden. There is a lot of talk of weather, yes, but it's going to be an important one for the trucks. Regular season finale around the corner in real life for the Craftsman Truck Series.
Yeah, no, a lot of those guys are eager to get out in action. It's been a couple weeks since they've been on the track, and honestly, I'm surprised we don't have any of the track regulars here competing tonight. Normally, Roger Caruth and company, a couple other drivers, typically compete in these races to get practice, but not tonight.
iRacing pace car is off. Meanwhile, Green flag is out. Novak is away. Already clear for the lead. And the fight is on for second. We'll see if we see 3 wide. Yes, we do. Already, drivers like Johnson trying to find their way to the front.
Yeah, Parlett continues to fall back all the way down to 7th now. Johnson takes advantage of a stumble. Huggins on the outside as well around Parlett. Top 2, 3, 4 guys always trying to get single file, but not working out.
And already seeing a lot of shuffling and squabbling. That top line seems to be working pretty well for some. Handcamp doing very good on it. Evans nearly gets loose. He's in the wall. Also in the wall there, Dakota Long, it looked like that time bobbling and weaving.
Dakota Long in that black, blue, red number 10 truck running the high side, gets momentum, looking inside now. That's Robert Johnson up 3 spots already. Long goes in front of him. Here comes a bumper from Johnson. Johnson's going to get loose, able to keep it going. Whew, that was close.
Robert Johnson, significant damage as well, mind you. He also hit the wall previously. That's going to hurt him long run. His front end destroyed. Looking from Long as in the wall goes Johnson again, all across the nose of Evans. That allows Parlett to go inside. This has allowed almost a 5-6 car truck breakaway to break apart here.
That Evans in the back bumper of Robert Johnson there gets him turned down the front straightaway the wall. Everyone able to keep it going, keep it green for the most part. Jeffrey Maconi able to slide by that chaos and hang on to it. Meanwhile, we got 2 guys absolutely ripping the lip up there. That's Perrin Huggins and Jalen Handcamp trying to run down your top 2 drivers of Zach Novak and Aaron Riolo.
So different philosophies coming in. You're still taking a look at the second pack. Inside right now, Parlett Company looking back at the first pack. There is Huggins. You're talking about him. Just trying to wrap the bottom and try and keep as low as he can to the yellow line. Handcamp, who we've seen finish the race backwards before already to win a race this season. He's just trying to keep the door there.
That Handcamp there in the 7, Huggins in the 4. Huggins, one of the fastest drivers we've seen, not just this season, but in previous seasons too. He's always a fierce competitor when he comes on out. Going to take 3rd. Riolo gets a little bit loose. He currently has that fastest lap, and it's going to allow Zach Novak to pull away just a hair going into turn 3. Meanwhile, battle for 7th is heating up behind these guys as well. Dakota Long and company's got a freight train in front of him, a freight train behind him.
Yeah, still keeping it on the front runners. Dakota Long has reeled them in, by the way. And Dakota's been an interesting character. He's had a lot of bad luck in the past couple weeks. We know he's fast on these short tracks, though.
Yeah, I see a lot of drivers starting to make their way through the field, finally getting a rhythm. Caden Diedrich, first driver to not take a qualifying time, up 6 spots already. Right in front of Gary Cronenwet there. Diedrich is in that number 9 truck, running the middle groove or so. So Cronenwet down 2, now down 1, side by side, going down the back stretch. That's Sean Hickelwitz to his outside.
So how would you approach making a pass here? Because some people, it looks like they're saying, I'm just going to take high side. Others are making it work low side, though.
I see a lot of the front bumper being used for sure, and I mean that's definitely one way, but it's not the cleanest way by any means. You want to be able to get the run down the back straightaway, or down run the high line, run the middle line in the corner, and get a run down the back straightaway or down the front straightaway. The same way Handcamp just did to Dakota Long to try and get around him or get back around him, get the momentum, and hope they're able to get clear before the next corner.
They're rubbing against the wall that time for Hickelwitz up the road yet again. Take a look at how things are looking with Long. And some people using a line not really utilized so much this week. They're using the, I would say, the RTP line. The top groove against the wall. You can build some decent runs off the corner from it, although it's not recommended.
I mean, look at the speed difference. Handcamp is able to carry about a mile, 2 miles extra per hour down the straightaways than Dakota Long in some cases. So I think being able to run the high line, rip the lip like a dirt track almost, they're able to carry a ton more momentum. Now they're running a larger distance around the track, but it's kind of pinched, big contact there. Long and Handcamp are starting to turn the heat up contact. Both able to keep it going for now.
Long, significant damage from that contact, in fact. Handcamp able to stay behind, and now he'll change up the grooves and send Long back up the track for good measure too.
All this has allowed Elliott Partlet to close in on them, try and get back inside the top 5. Hand camp on the bottom. Dakota Long goes up the track, still side by side, carries momentum off the corner. Long does able to clear himself into the wall.
And Camp electing to go back in line, defend the spot. Partlet looks a bit more comfortable now after losing all the track position from the onset. What goes through your mind when you set a hot lap time, but then don't have the race pace to at least to start to back up while you're there?
That's definitely frustrating, but look at this race here, 55 laps. You got a long way to make your way back up to the front, and there's going to be a couple cautions, a couple wrecks, and just keep it clean, keep it green. And speaking of cautions, keeping the wrecks, here's the second one of the night.
And we're under yellow as Evans and Johnson make acquaintance with one another, and we're under yellow. Significant damage to Evans from it.
It's going to be the battle for 7th. I saw us heating up a couple laps ago, and heat up it did. This might be race ending for Evans. No meatball flag, but definitely not race winning speed. See the left rear all torn up on that number 5 truck.
Let's take a quick step aside. Pit party time. 34 to go. Plenty of racing to go for the action track. We'll break down how things go after the pit stops. We'll go a step aside is now the call. So, expecting 4 tires to be the name of the game for most here, Braden, real quick.
Yep, tires, fuel, and get back going racing in a couple laps is the plan, hopefully.
Now, does anybody take 2 tires this early? We only ran about 23 plus laps, but all of them under green, obviously, except for a couple. Looks like the answer is yes, we do. Headcamp rolls the dice and takes 2 tires. Dietrich does the same.
I definitely didn't think that was going to be a common call. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I mean, both drivers had decent speed before the caution here, and now they're going to be able to restart up front and hopefully pull away and build a decent gap or decent bubble to the field behind them, same way Novak did. But we are not even halfway through this one, so it's going to be a lot of green flag laps on those old left side tires.
Let's take the step aside now. 32 to go. We come back here from Richmond.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
A roll of the dice from Richmond. The top 2 taking 2 tires during the pit stops. Zach Novak is the first on 4 tires as we get ready to get back racing. Just Prince Brady Lester with you, DJ Lyon, our producer, as Jalen Handcamp leads us to green for his first time today. Zach Novak already charging his second.
Novak going fast and going deep inside of Handcamp, trying to take the spot, not able to clear him yet. Handcamp with the advantage, but Novak with a run off of turn 2.
A lot of contact behind them. Dietrich hit the wall. Caution flag is out. We have a spinner. And it's Dakota Long who goes around. This time, he goes around off turn 2 after a lot of drifty drift. We're under yellow.
Yeah, it's going to stack up here. Dietrich involved in Dominguez, more damage for him, second week in a row. And we're watching that red, black, and blue truck of the 10, bright yellow number there on the bottom. Then the number 2 of Aaron Riolo in the middle. That's Diedrich on the old tires outside. Long just gets loose, and no wiggle room, loose in the Riolo. And at that point, unfortunate for him, Dominguez slides in there after the fact, and second week in a row, heavy hit to Rodrigo Dominguez.
Yeah, not sure what happened to Dominguez outside of he got loose at a wrong time or something. And pit party time as a result for obvious reasons. So, 28 to go. We're about halfway through the race here. Your thoughts at halfway?
Well, we knew cautions would breed cautions. We knew survival would be the name of the game, and so far that seems to be the deck of cards that we've got. So far, the survival of the 30 seeds. We've seen spins from top 5. We've seen spins from the bottom 5, and just barely halfway this time by. So still a lot of racing, and hopefully not a lot of wrecking to go.
This is the wreck that brought up the caution previous, by the way. As something happened, obviously, connection-wise, for him to vanish for a moment and then just send a guy.
It was Jonathan Evans. Him and Robert Johnson were getting into it a little bit. Johnson was quick to get on the radio, or not the radio, but the text chat afterwards. Said, "Hey, you sent me in turn 1 last time, so I was only repaying a favor." Well, favors have definitely been repaid.
He got turned around all right. All the way back to 21st spot. That damage going to take probably the whole race now with all the caution periods to get fixed. Here's one more look for the Declan.
You know, Steve Johnson sent it deep into the left rear, and I don't think he meant to turn him some heavy damage out to the left rear spoiler, but definitely get him out of the racing groove and get him out of the groove he did.
Under caution. And lights are already out. Hand camp Maconi. Hand camp Novak, Raul, and Maconi. 2 Maconi setup shop trucks on the outside, or the first 2 rows here. And we'll keep an eye and see what happens here. We know Novak is very good from the restart. And Camp elected to try and push Novak up the track for the green. That's a different move. Trying to utilize almost all the door space on the cut.
See Jeffrey Maconi up there inside the top 5 for the first time tonight. Try to give that Maconi setup shop truck teammate Novak a push. Not able to do so. Hand Camp is going to lead the field into turn 3.
Raul still painting the yellow line. Novak has the momentum though. That bobbles from the inside groove, and that allows Novak on through as he tries to go for a hardy cut.
All this calamity back here has allowed Hand Camp to hang on for now. Novak now has a clear track, looking deep, looking inside, wrecking out back though. No caution yet.
We stay green. Zach Panzarello went around from 16th spot. It's one of the drivers actually supposed to take part in the league race in less than an hour's time. Didn't get the data he was looking for, but leaders, Novak slipping and sliding. Handcamp preferring to run the wall.
Handcamp trying to rip the lip potato chip style, able to get the run off the wall. That's exactly what I see these guys doing it. Might not have the grip, might not have the tires to pinch it down low and really at the apex, but able to build momentum. That's how he's able to hang on to the lead for now. Novak right on the back bumper of Handcamp now.
The inside, Zach Novak for the point. Handcamp now runs high side. Still trying to keep the power grip together. Novak seems like he's got better grip for obvious reasons on the 4 tires. Just can't close the door yet.
Watch that bright white number 2 truck behind these guys. That's Aaron Raildo in 3rd, trying to follow Zach Novak through. A little bit loosey-goosey off the corner that last time, but watching these 2 battles allowed him to close up big time.
Crossover by Handcamp. Handcamp able to park it back in front of Novak. Caution. caution is out towards the mid to backpack again. And Jack Simpson, this time, is the one who spent around in a spin cycle by Gary Cronenwet.
Well, that's definitely some excitement to be expected to see. I don't think they were hoping for a caution. Remember my pick to win it, Gary Cronenwet, involved in this one some way, somehow, in some shape or form. Number 22.
That's the Zach Panzarello wreck. That did not bring out a caution flag because by the time he went around, no one else was around. This is the battle that happened to bring out the caution.
That's Cronenwet in the 14, and that's Jack Simpson, the 16, just gets shipped up and into the wall, and around he goes. Cronenwet also goes around, and you'll have that in them short track deals.
And just as that happened, Handcamp retook the race lead. But here's a look again.
Well, we mentioned Cronenwet has an extensive background in short track racing, and definitely not the cleanest attempt at a move I've ever seen. I'll give him that.
He did apologize on the radio, and it looks like new tires being taken by some drivers, but not all here. Munstle's coming in, Simpson, Chris Williams, Johnson, Long amongst those in. So, Handcamp has been the big difference maker, to say the least. He's trying everything different, running the high line, trying two tires, trying to go for sliders. Everything's worked out very well, despite all of that for the 7.
Up 5 spots currently, and I mean, at the rate he's got speed to run top 3 regardless. Another driver that took 2 tires, correct me if I'm wrong here, but Caden Diedrich, who's inside the top 10 before the caution, up from 17th. He's currently up to 5th though. He fell back a little bit, restarted second, couple of restarts ago, but after that restart, he's been able to hang on to this top 5 position so far. And we're only 16 to go, probably 14 or 15 to go when we go back green flag racing. So we're running out of laps for these guys to make these moves. So I think we'll see the intensity start to turn up just a little bit.
We'll see it just a skosh turned up here as the lights are turned off on the pace car. It's beautiful shots from DJ Lyon, our producer tonight. Part as we get ready for tonight to get back on our way with 15 to go when we get to the stripe. And Novak, he's got the pace, he's got the know-how, but how has he finished the job now?
I mean, it's all about being there at the end. I mean, Handcamp, I think, is going to not have the late run speed that he needs. Novak has to be patient, take advantage of that.
Handcamp trying to push Novak up the track again. Railroad going lower, green flag is out. And already the inside line getting chubby. Railroad trying to get a push. Maconi takes it 3 wide middle.
Maconi trying to split the difference between Diedrich, and part of that caution flag out one more time. So we're just going to re-rack and restack, and we're going to trash once more. Wreck in the back. It's Jonathan Evans for the 2nd time tonight.
Jonathan Evans going around, and guess who was behind Evans again?
Something tells me we're not done creating cautions. Remember, Robert Johnson shipped Jonathan Evans. Johnson in the black, white 19 there. Evans in the 5. Both drivers go low, 2 or 3 wide, and here comes Robert Johnson just deep in the corner. Little bumper love, 1 tap, 2 taps, and a round to go.
Second time by the same driver, this time a bit more tighter circumstances. And they were, let's take a look again, they were 3 wide in front.
They were 4 wide there for a second. Johnson sees the run Evans gets, says, I want to go too, and go he went.
Johnson apologized for that one. So, they rumble into the pit lane once again with damage built up, and we're under caution yet again. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, the restart. You're watching iRacing and Maconi Entertainment for the Maconi Fixed Series.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
It's getting ugly for the race lead already. Coming to the restart, Handcamp trying to push Raiolo. He did not want to have it. Coming around to 10 laps to go. My goodness, door-to-door contact before we even get the green flag. How about short track racing?
That Handcamp was shoving Raiolo off the track, that entire coming to the green lap. Novak taking that advantage, though, of that high side restart from Raiolo. Novak to the bottom to second. Now he's chasing down Handcamp. He gets a bump from Raiolo. Diedrich there fourth, and Parley and Maconi side by side there for fifth. And we got spin in the back. I believe that's Dakota Long.
Yes, indeed. Can confirm Lawn has crashed again. And it's not his night. Once again, Dakota Lawn having a nightmare sequence. Now the battle is on for the lead. Side by side again. Novak getting to the inside. But Handcamp needs to make the outside work for 8 more circuits.
If anyone wants to get back at Handcamp, it's the 2 guys that he shoved high on these restarts, and there's Zach Novak and Reload right here now side by side once again. Novak with the opportunity to repay the favor, looking inside, he's going to send it deep, keeps it on the yellow line. Novak with that advantage off of 4.
Bit of rubbing, a bit of dooring. Handcamp being bounced all around by Novak. 7 laps to go. Handcamp loses the lead to Novak.
Handcamp for the first time since before halfway. Gonna fall down a second. Now it's Aaron Raiolo's turn trying to get around. Handcamp puts the bumper, at least thinks about looking inside, and Novak gonna drive away with this one.
This is exactly what Novak wants to see. A lot of wheel movement for Raiolo from the inside. Still not able to get the rotation down. Handcamp going back to his defensive mechanism.
Yeah, running the high side, get the momentum off the corner. It's worked so far. Handcamp trying to hang on to that second spot. So far, he's got it over Raiolo, but they're side by side the entire lap. That's allowing Zach Novak over 6/10 of a lead, or 6/10 of a second lead now over Raiolo and Handcamp.
Yeah, you see how big the run is for the straightaways, but the corners. Raiolo has better speed, better tires. Just can't get it cleared yet with less than 5 laps to go.
Yeah, Novak now a different 7/10 of a second. He loves this battle for second going on behind him, and I'm sure the last thing he wants to see right now is a caution coming to 3 to go this time for Zach Novak.
Novak's got the largest lead for his race today, up by 8/10 after all things considered here. 3 laps to work with. And Raiolo trying to keep it very clean. Not so clean behind him. It's getting shovey. Huggins getting into Johnson, turns him around for the caution.
Well, we're going to re-rack and restack, and we talked about green-white checkers in the pre-race show, and we're going to take advantage of that. Last time by, actually, Handcamp Perolo tied. Time to caution, I believe it's going to go to Handcamp, and not heat about it for a second. Meanwhile, Johnson around, you see him there, slow run on the screen. And I'm not sure if Jonathan Evans has anything to do with this, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does.
Huggins apologizing on the radio. Here's a look once again. A little bit of rubbing, but again, Huggins, if anything, got loose.
The Huggins in that forward, they had to see him get loose, though. Bobbler off the track, comes down. Johnson nowhere for either one of them to go. Wrong place, wrong time. Head down the track, and everyone able to keep it clean and green for the most part. Someone slid in there. I believe that was Brendan Argenio. It was for his second incident of the night. I'm not really sure if he didn't get the memo Argenio did. Oh, he just locked him down and he's going to spin him. So Argenio in the 17 here must have the brake bias all the way to the rears. And when you do that, you hit the brakes. It's great for getting front grip. It's not great when you need to lock up to avoid a wreck. And just like that.
And that's going to be his second incident of such manners today. We are in green-white checker territory. One attempt available on a green-white checker. If we get the caution flag for the white, the race enters through yellow. If we take the white flag, it's a race simply to the checkered. The intensity level about to pick up a lot more now as a result.
And there's a lot on the line for these guys. Sitting here, you got Jeff Maconi there in 6th. He's trying to extend his top 10 streak to 6+ rated. And we'll see if we can get a word of them real quick.
Yeah, why not? Jeff Maconi, real quickly in the broadcast booth here. Jeff, do you have a copy?
I've got you.
How's it going out there inside the top 10?
It's nice. I know Caden's out here on old tires, so I'm hoping I can pinch him a little bit on the exit of 2 if I can stay by his side, because then he'll get real loose and have to correct it, which should give me the run to get a top 5. That would be really nice. I'm interested to see how Zach is going to handle this restart with Jaden, because Jaden has been running the leaders up to the wall. You saw the 2 not take too kindly to it, so we're good. We're having fun. I'm glad I took 4, and I'm glad I'm in a good spot here. I think restarting on the outside is going to be better.
So on that note, as we get the one to go signal and as the leaders trade door bumps in front of you right here, what's your approach about to be? You mentioned part of the squeezing. What's the approach to be able to get more than just the 5th?
Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to beat the 2 and the 3. They are some of the best. I know I'm not going to beat Zach, so just survive. Just see if I can get a good run on Caden here and hold off Perrin. Perrin and Maverick have been very, very fast.
But here we go. Restart time. Thank you very much for the time. Jeff Maconi to focus on the restart. Novak giving the business to Handcamp. Trying to do the same thing he did to him. And now Novak tries to run. Raiolo holds on, and that's the race. Caution flag is out. We have one upside down at Richmond.
Oh my gosh, I'm not sure who we've sent catchment high. I believe that's Nate Stongel. It is, and they're going to stack them up big time here in the back. And, oh, we have, yeah, we sent one in the hot dog stand here in the 3/4 mile. It's Zach Novak. Race, technically, he's got to take the checkered flag, I believe, but it is over at this point.
Going up to the checkered flag this time. Zach Novak goes on to lead the most laps, more than 30 laps led tonight, to be able to get himself a victory today over Handcamp. Zach Novak gets it done at Richmond.
Started second, took the lead early on, and it definitely wasn't hand him. He had to fight, and fight for it he did.
Let's see what happened to bring out this caution flag, by the way.
There's a lot to break down here. There's a lot to break down here.
And 1 second.
It's going to start just outside or just inside the top 10. And we talked about being green-white checkered territory. I mean, anything can happen, especially when we're trying to at least get one lap down. So
And
see that.
we're having a bit of a technical issue with it. Apologies.
See Dakota Long, a long night for him.
Yeah, he's lucky to finish. He was involved in some of the late race shenanigans there, I believe. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll break down the replay of what brought us under caution. Zach Novak gets it done at Richmond.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back to Richmond, where we had an eventful finish here for this one. Under caution is how it ends. Let's take a look at what triggered it. Jack Simpson. Amonsto's getting turned around here, Brayden. Break it down.
I see Jack Simpson here. Restart takes it 3 wide, trying to make up some ground. That's Hukowitz on his outside. Gets turned, gets hooked. At this point, I'm trying to avoid it. Dakota Long, Hukowitz, a couple others, and then see Chris Williams there. Gets airborne. That's Chris Williams' number 12 truck. He's about 4 rows behind all this. He's going to get pinched off by Stongel. Nate Stongel gets clipped here by Cody Sanborn down the track into Williams, and Williams going to get pinched into the inside wall. They're going to see it here. Nowhere he can really go, and he's going to barrel roll right past the start-finish line here in the number 12 truck. So he gets pushed down into the wall, flies up the track over Dakota Long, and here's the best part, lands on 4, keeps it going, and Chris Williams finishes 15th.
He still gained spots compared to where he started the race, at least.
I think he gained spots in that restart. Actually, he restarted the 18th. So
let's take a look at the race results now, as the results come through like this in sim. Zach Novak was amongst the fastest on property tonight. He wins by near 4/10 over Handcamp under caution. Raiola finishes in the 3rd spot. Parlett, Dietrich, Maconi, Huggins, Davis, Cronenwet, and Jonathan Evans recovers to 10th, Braden.
Rodrigo Dominguez, great run for him, great recovery, great rebound to finish 11th. Bryden Lindauer there in 12th. Robert Johnson has an interesting night to finish 13th. Brendan Argino, 14th. Chris Williams, barrel rolls on that green white checkered, still brings home top 15. Cody Sanborn there in 16th. Sean Hickel 17th. Dakota Long, long night for him, no bumper cover needed to finish though. 18th. Nate Schongel, first driver a lap or more down. He's going to be 19th. Jack Simpson, 20th. Michael Denson, 21st. And then Zach Panzarella saw his incident that did not bring out a caution right past the halfway point. He'll finish 27 laps down in 22nd.
Let's take the time to speak with some of the drivers now, why don't we? As in the very end, Zach Novak puts on a dominant performance, but he had to fight for it for a little bit. Zach, talk us through the battle that came down for the race win between you and Handcamp.
Yeah, he was racing pretty aggressive, and I kind of noticed that after the first restart, and or first restart he had the lead. I just kind of knew I had to be a bit more aggressive as well, and especially with the cautions, you just never really know when the time's gonna come for a yellow. So just had to be aggressive and try and get the move done as quick as possible, and kind of got lucky there with Aaron giving me the spot back. I kind of got a poor timing yellow on the restart prior, so I appreciate him kind of giving me a shot again to go get the win. And yeah, like I said, I just knew I needed to be a bit more aggressive and just kind of force my way through, because I knew I was faster just with the tire advantage. And like I said, I didn't know when the next yellow would come out, so feel like I played it pretty well, and happy with the result, obviously.
How tricky was this combination tonight? Because it seemed like outside of what you just described, it was going to be hard to pass throughout the pack, and we've seen that come into play a lot tonight.
Yeah, especially with it being nighttime, the momentum is definitely a big factor here. And on top of that, seems like the left front, the splitter is kind of on the track a little bit. So if you try and trail brake through the center, it just goes straight, basically. So you have to kind of manage that, and you can't just trail brake all the way through the center. So kind of takes away a little crutch. Makes it kind of hard to adjust to. So especially for me, driving the cup car as much as I do and coming to this, it was quite the adjustment for sure, but seemed to figure it out relatively quickly, and I was happy with my race pace. So I'd say that was the biggest challenge for me, though, was just kind of adjusting to letting it roll a little bit more.
So on that note, anything else you'd like to add about Richmond or what's coming up with eNASCAR with the postseason about to start in the Coke Series?
Yeah, as everybody knows, this place is a very special place to me, and I just love racing here as much as I can. So shout out Richmond Raceway and all the awesome people that work there and get their events sorted. I don't know if I'd be where I am in my sim racing career without them. So just very, very thankful for all those people, and thankful for Oxygen Esports and Maconi Setup Shop, all of our partners, Coca-Cola and Splash and Go Graphics. Thanks to all of them for everything they do to make the car look good on the racetrack, and I'm just lucky enough to drive it. So thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast, and of course thanks to Jeff for everything he does for me, and looking forward to getting on the track Tuesday and trying to get a win at Michigan.
Well, congratulations once again on the run here tonight.
Thank you.
Zach Novak gets a solid job done tonight for the win. Jalen Handcamp, he's been one of the top drivers of the road course this year. He's great, and he comes away second on a short track.
At Handcamp, you led 24 out of 59 laps tonight, and let me tell you, you had to fight for those 24 laps, every single one. I'm talking through your race.
Well, to start off the race, I didn't feel too fast. Like I was kind of stuck around like 6th or 7th, I think. And obviously the caution kind of saved me. And I've been running these a lot this week so far, and I've taken 2 like every pit stop. So I just took 2 again, and track position is so key. It's so hard to pass. You can kind of just hold it on the top, and it makes it nearly impossible for someone on the bottom to fully complete the pass. But obviously, Zach's so quick, he was eventually going to get by. But held on for that.
Yeah, Zach said you were a little aggressive on the restarts, and we saw you run him and Aaron Riolo up high on those restarts. Is that part of the plan, trying to take or hold them off and keep them back, or try and get a jump on the restart? Or what was the strategy there?
Well, running them up, it just kind of limits how good of a jump they can get on the restart. It can kind of get me away from them quicker than, if I was on the bottom, they can time that really good still, and they'd be on my door going into one. But running them up, it kind of allowed me to go down in the restart, hit the gas, and I could clear them way quicker and fill the gap.
We're definitely putting a show for us and for the fans at home. Anybody want to thank?
My dad, I think he's watching right now, so it's to him.
Of course, so we appreciate you running with us, and thank you for taking the time to chat with us.
Yeah.
John Handcam going away second spot tonight, and why don't we talk with Jeff Maconi one more time here real quickly. Jeff, let's talk about the race from your perspective. Didn't get the spot, obviously, due to the caution flag, but overall, what would you describe for the racing scene tonight?
It was a lot of fun out there. I have to absolutely give a lot of credit to Elliott in the 3. He was just incredible. I thought for sure when I was on the outside I'd be able to pass him, but no, he hung tough with me for about 5 or 10 laps and actually passed me on the inside at Richmond. So huge shout out to him, Zach, for winning. That's absolutely awesome. It was a lot of fun racing up in the top 8 of us all together. It was a really good time.
It's your 6th top 10 in a row in a broadcast time spot, by the way, so you do have a streak together here. That being said, what's it going to take to be able to keep this streak going, so to speak, for the next couple weeks?
Well, I'm definitely feeling good. I don't know if I'll be able to maintain it at Watkins. That's kind of a great track for me. It's either great or it's terrible. I either am running top 3 or I'm running absolutely dead last. So we'll see how it ends up going next week. And then the rest of the season is the Milwaukee Mile and Darlington. I don't really have too many drop weeks left in the points that I can afford to take. So I'm hoping it all comes out well. I think I could be top 5 in points if it all shakes out well. I don't know if it'll actually shake out that way, but yeah, I'm sitting well in points. These top 10s have absolutely been helping, and I just gotta keeping the truck clean over these next couple races.
Well, Jeff, thank you very much for the time. Congratulations on the top 10 run once again here. We'll see what happens next time out.
Thank you much. Appreciate the great broadcast as always, guys. Good work.
Jeff Maconi coming away in 6th spot tonight. I'd like to thank you for the rest of the teams for taking the time to speak with us as we get ready for Watkins Glen next week. Your final thoughts, first of all, on Richmond.
Yeah, tonight we went fast and we turned left, and next week it's a whole different ball game. You know, a lot different from just short track racing. These guys trying to finish the season 3 of the 24 and 24 bigger picture of the Maconi C Fixed Series. So big points battle, big points day for a lot of guys, and Watkins Glen definitely going to throw a curve in a lot of that.
And the Glen's going to be an interesting one. RTP tomorrow night as well at Watkins Glen. The NASCAR Qualified iRacing Series, that's going to be a critical one, going left and right for the top teams. And your thoughts on Watkins Glen real quick?
We're going to go fast. We're going to turn left. We're going to turn right. Watkins Glen always puts on a great show. And let me tell you, I'm excited to see who shows up for next week. That's one thing we love about the road courses is anyone really with a decent enough I rating, typically 2,500 for the road courses, can make it on the broadcast slot. Next Wednesday night, 7:15 p.m. Eastern for that show. So anyone at home, you aren't exactly high enough broadcast or high enough I rating to make a broadcast time slot, that's you listening, you can participate next week.
On that note, we'd like to thank the race sponsor, Maconi Setup Shop, as well as our viewers for tuning in tonight. Calling the action tonight was myself, Joseph Prince, alongside Brandon Lester. DJ Lyon was our producer. Thanks to our viewers for watching tonight's racing action. I hope you stay tuned to our social media pages for our next race for this series. That is Watkins Glen. Thanks to the entire staff for their work and bringing this racing once again to you tonight. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time.